Chapter 3, Competencies, Associations, and Settings for Technicians. At the beginning of the chapter, we have the objectives, basically what you should know after reading and testing and doing all of your assignments for this chapter. You should be able to do the following. These are a really good thing for studying because if you can go through and name the stuff at the end, then you know you really understand this chapter. Also, at the beginning of every chapter, we have the terms and definitions. We will cover those throughout the chapter, but they're here in a nice spot at the very beginning for you to always look back at. Technician qualifications and job descriptions vary from state to state. There are no mandatory national standards or requirements pertaining to technician duties or training needed. Therefore, each state board of pharmacy determines the standards required and how they are to be met by technicians. Because of the rapidly changing healthcare system, the job descriptions and educational requirements of pharmacy technicians are quickly changing. Among the changes are increased responsibility, the need for higher education, more legal responsibility, and certification mandates. This trend can be seen across the United States. Many BOPs now require completion of a program accredited by the American Society of Health System Pharmacists, ASHP, for a person to become a registered technician. So that is who accredits our program here at Ross College is the ASHP. Currently, many states also require that you have national certification through the PTCB or NHA. This certification has been accepted as their measure of knowledge base of pharmacy technician. Positive aspects of these changes include a wider range of jobs available, bonuses, salary increases, and better benefits for technicians. Historically, technicians have answered to a variety of titles. These include pharmacy clerk, pharmacist assistant, and pharmacy aide. Technicians have held a variety of positions. Some of the job responsibilities have been billing, ordering, stocking medications, typing, answering the phone, greeting customers, troubleshooting, cashiering, and running errands. Technicians have been a part of the pharmacy field since the beginning of pharmacy. However, more recently, pharmacy managers and their respective state BOPs have been attempting to classify and clearly define the role of the pharmacy technician as the needs of pharmacy change. So we're in a era where pharmacists are now doctors of pharmacy. They have more specialized training and have a more clinical based knowledge than before. They are working side by side with doctors, doing a variety of different roles in the clinical setting. So due to that, change has been the increase for pharmacy technicians and pharmacy technicians that have a variety of skills and that have certifications. Technicians' duties focus on tasks that do not require professional judgment, but rather concentrate on their technical skills and training. Pharmacist duties have moved from filling prescriptions and compounding simple agents to counseling patients and interacting with other medical professionals, such as physicians and nurses. This change can be especially seen in the hospital setting where pharmacists are responsible for managing dosing of medications and participating on committees. The change in responsibility has been addressed many times over the course of pharmacy technician history by the ASHP, the American Pharmacists Association, and other pharmacy associations. The need for skilled personnel has never been greater. So the more things that you learn, the more skills that you gain, depending on if your job has a variety of different options, especially in the hospital field, all of those are going to help you further your career in the pharmacy industry. One significant contribution to the improvement of the pharmacy technician profession was the development of the white paper. In 2002, the American Journal of Health System Pharmacists addressed many of the challenges pharmacy faces by publishing the white paper on pharmacy technicians 2002. Needed changes can no longer wait. A white paper argues a specific position or solution to a problem. The paper explores the diversity of pharmacy technicians' qualifications, knowledge, and responsibilities. The white paper was endorsed by a panel of pharmacy organizations and comprehensively discussed issues pertinent to the promotion and growth of a competent pharmacy technician workforce. Box 3.1 is more on the white paper on pharmacy technicians of 2002. First focuses on education and training, then accreditation of training programs and institutions, and certification. In 2009, the Task Force on Pharmacy Technician Education and Training Programs met in Rosemont, Illinois. It was established by the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy and was charged with the following mission. Review the existing state requirements for technician education and training requirements for National Technician Training Program accrediting organizations, such as the ASHP and the Accreditation Council for Pharmacy Education core competencies. Recommend national standards for technician education and training programs and encourage BOPs to recognize them. The NABP Executive Committee accepted the following recommendations from the task force. The NABP should encourage BOPs to require, as an element of pharmacy technician certification, completion of an education and training program that meets minimum standardized guidelines. The NABP should encourage BOPs to require, as an element of pharmacy technician certification, completion of an accredited education and training program. The NABP should assist in developing a national accreditation system for pharmacy technician education and training programs that is based within the profession of pharmacy and uses a single accrediting agency. They should encourage ACPE and ASHP to work collaboratively to develop an accreditation system for pharmacy technician education and training programs that reflects all pharmacy settings and, if feasible, to consolidate the activities into one accrediting body, preferably the ACPE. They should encourage PTCB to change the process by which it determines who is qualified to sit for its examination to include completion of accredited pharmacy technician education and training program in high school diploma or general education diploma. The NABP should encourage the PTCB to provide the NABP with information on its certified pharmacy technicians so that the NABP may enhance the pharmacy technician data contained in the NABP clearinghouse to provide the information necessary for the state BOPs to protect the public health. The NABP should encourage the ASHP to revise its current accreditation standards for pharmacy technician education and training programs to require accredited providers to inform potential program applicants of applicable state requirements for registration or licensure. In 2010, the NABP passed the resolution number 106710 resolving to continue to encourage states to adapt uniform standards for pharmacy technician education and training programs. The PTCB launched the CREST initiative by hosting a summit focused on the areas of consumer awareness, resources, education, state policy, and testing as they relate to pharmacy technicians. Summit participants made recommendation during the meeting pertaining to additional requirements for a candidate to sit for the pharmacy technician certification exam, and the following recommendations were proposed. The PTCB should require a minimum period of practical experience to be eligible for the PTCE, the Pharmacy Technician Certification Exam. Mandatory criminal background checks should be required for all PTCE candidates. ASHP and ACPE joined to form the Pharmacy Technician Accreditation Commission and became known as ASHP/ACPE. In some references, this is also referred to as PTAC. all PTCE candidates should be required to complete a training program accredited by the ASHP. Additional recommendations were made related to requirements for recertification, meaning that after you do become certified, you will have to apply for recertification every 2 years. And it was recommended that PTCB change the current requirements for CPHT recertification to accept only pharmacy technician targeted and or ACPET and or PT designated continuing pharmacy education credits for a total of 20 hours every 2 years. Require at least 15 of the 20 hours of CPE to be provided through the state BOPs, NABP, employer accredited programs, or programs accredited by ACP. The allowable continuing education hours from college courses have been reduced from 15 to 10, and allowable in-service hours have been phased out. 5 hours of practical employer-based CPE may be allowed as part of the 20 hours CPE requirement every 2 years. Maintain the requirement that one of the 20 required CPE credits be in pharmacy law. Require one of the 20 required CPE credits to be in medication and patient safety. In March 2012, the CREST Initiative Steering Committee, composed of 10 leaders in pharmacy, developed and launched a profession-wide survey on these recommendations. The survey was completed by more than 17,000 pharmacy technicians and pharmacists nationwide. Results from the survey will provide the PTCB Board of Governors and Certification Council with important input from the profession on advancing the work of pharmacy technicians and the future of the PTCB certification program. In February 2013, the PTCB announced that these changes will be phased in over the next 7 years. The Board of Governors conducted a 90-day open online comment period to allow members of the pharmacy community to share their best practices for implementing the new requirements. The PTCB began releasing the policies and procedures on the implementation of these decisions in late 2013. In February of 2017, the pharmacy technicians stakeholders consensus held a 3-day conference. Over 100 individuals attended on site, and access was available by webinars. Discussions revolved around current practice standards and qualifications for entry-level and advanced practice pharmacy technicians, with outcomes and recommendations to be published later in the year. In January 2018, the PTCB announced that beginning in January 2020, all new certification applications are required to have completed a PTCB approved program or equivalent work experience as a pharmacy technician. So that means that before January 2020, essentially anybody could apply and take the PTCB and become a pharmacy technician. Pharmacy technician is one of the hottest careers for individuals interested in working in the healthcare industry. Pharmacies all over the country need technicians. According to Yahoo Education, pharmacy technician was one of the top 5 growing healthcare careers in the United States in 2019. More than 417,000 technicians were employed as of May 2019 nationally. So that number right there is astronomical compared to 20 years ago. The occupation is expected to grow by 7% by the year 2028. And you can click on this link if you would like to look at more information from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Competencies can be defined as the capability or proficiency to perform a function. As a pharmacy technician, the practice includes a wide variety of settings. Depending on what work field that you work in, it's not just a standard hospital or retail pharmacy. There's many different roles and responsibilities within the different specific job related skills. Facts 3.2 lets you know where you can find common responsibilities and competencies of a pharmacy technician. Each state in the United States has its own BOP, which is overseen by the NABP. Each state's BOP serves many functions, including registering technicians and licensing pharmacists. It also provides consumers with a way to file a complaint or report any problems or legal actions they have experienced in a pharmacy. It also reviews and updates current rules and regulations pertaining to pharmacy practice. When new standards are implemented, BOP inspectors may visit any pharmacy to determine its compliance with these new standards. If the pharmacy is found to be in non-compliance, the BOP has the authority not only to impose fines, but also to close the pharmacy until compliance is attained. If a pharmacy technician is found guilty of a violation of pharmacy law, the BOP can revoke his or her registration and license depending on the state regulations. The NABP and the state BOPs are currently studying the expanded use of technicians in the pharmacy field. For example, technicians in California who have achieved a specific level of competency are granted the additional job duty of monitoring other technicians. In Tennessee, technicians can take physicians' verbal orders over the phone. More states are requiring technicians to be registered, certified, and/or licensed. The examination of the current uses of technicians no doubt will reveal the skill level necessary for various types of pharmacy tasks, and ultimately, changes will be made by each state BOP. Facts 3.3 is examples of federal laws governing pharmacy. Prescription records. A record of all prescriptions dispensed should be maintained for 2 years after the last refill. All systems used for maintaining records of any prescription must include the following: prescription number, date of issuance, patient identification, their name and address, the name, strength, and dosage form of medication, the quantity dispensed, the practitioner's identification, their DEA agency registration if applicable, and the pharmacist identification. Patient consultation, also known as OBRA 90, pharmacists must screen the entire drug profile of all Medicaid recipients before their prescriptions are filled. Each patient must be given counseling on the medication that has been prescribed, including topics such as how to take the drug, storage of the drug, and side effects of the medication. Most states have passed regulation that require counseling of all patients according to the same processes, although the requirements for the provision of written and/or oral consultation may be different among the states. Box 3.4 lists some pharmacy technician state requirements. Technicians perform many non-discretionary duties in the pharmacy setting. These are tasks that do not require professional judgment. Examples include repackaging medications, managing inventory, filling automated dispensing machines, and billing. All of these tasks are clearly defined and should be easy to follow. This doesn't mean that anyone can do the job, however, because prior knowledge of pharmacy terms, drugs, and procedures is required. As the job classifications in pharmacy expand, so will the level of pharmacological knowledge required for pharmacy technicians. Historically, the pharmacist was responsible for the final approval of any task completed in the pharmacy setting, although this is also changing. Some states now permit tech approval procedures. This allows a certified technician rather than a pharmacist to check another technician's order filling accuracy. Non-discretionary duties prohibit technicians from interpreting scientific studies, counseling patients about medications, and conferring with other medical personnel about proper treatments. Basic non-discretionary skills as a pharmacy technician: Typing is a very important one. The number of prescriptions processed per day in a pharmacy directly relates to the speed and accuracy of the typist. This makes a fast and accurate pharmacy technician with a good working knowledge of medications a great asset. So if you're not the greatest typer, I would practice that, especially in the retail world. If you begin working there, you will be entering several prescriptions per day, and your accuracy and speed are going to play a huge factor in how many hours you receive per week, how you move up the ladder, and how your coworkers feel about working with you. Of course, this shouldn't matter in the beginning, but after a while, if you're continuously typing slow, you're not a fast typer, they're not going to want you to be doing that. If you're making a lot of mistakes and the pharmacist is having to update most of your prescriptions, they will more than likely ask whoever's scheduling to make sure that you're not working with them or working as many shifts because they have to basically do your workload as well. We use computers nonstop in the pharmacy, basically in any pharmacy related job. We use them for dispensing medications, maintaining inventory. We have dispensing systems that accurately count and dispense medication, which reduces the rate of errors. You should have a knowledge of automation used in dispensing in computer programs such as Microsoft Word and Excel. That is essential to creating various reports, ordering, filling prescriptions, and maintaining inventory. Nothing replaces the knowledge of a skilled pharmacy technician to reduce error rates. Many pharmacies expect technicians to prepare various reports. A knowledge of computers and programs, again, such as Word and Excel, can make a technician a valuable asset to the pharmacy. Because all pharmacies have integrated computers into their ordering, filling, and documentation procedures, technicians must be computer savvy. So if you're not good with computers at all and you're going into the pharmacy field, it's going to make your job much harder. So if you're not super good with computers as of right now, I would definitely get some practice. The task of ordering stock is the responsibility of a specific person in the pharmacy, although everyone should know how to order stock when necessary. Ordering stock, returning expired or damaged stock, and handling recalled items are duties in which pharmacy technicians should be competent. This skill is normally taught on the job because each pharmacy has its own way of handling stock inventory. An important aspect of the inventory technician is the storage requirements of the medications that arrive in the pharmacy. Inpatient pharmacy usually refers to pharmacies located in hospitals or institutions in which patients stay overnight or longer, depending on the procedures they require. Most departments in a hospital have medications and supplies that are specific to their department. These are supplied by the inpatient pharmacy. We traditionally have a wider range of stock than outpatient pharmacies so that they can provide all the supplies required by each department. For example, the labor and delivery unit stocks a large amount of the drug oxytocin, which induces labor, whereas the intensive care unit and coronary care unit require a wide variety of cardiac medications in their stock areas. The cancer units may stock large amounts of morphine and other analgesics, and the pediatrics department stocks many drugs in liquid form for children. Other important tasks include preparing intravenous medications and hyperalimentation products like total parenteral nutrition and performing non-sterile compounding of ointments and creams. The pharmacy loads patient medication drawers and or automated dispensing systems that allow nurses to access medications. In addition to knowing the various drug strengths and dosage forms, the technician must be able to immediately and appropriately react when emergency stat orders are received by the pharmacy. The dynamics of an inpatient pharmacy can fluctuate minute to minute depending on the flow of patients into and out of the hospital. Stat doses are to be delivered within 15 minutes or less to the area requesting them, such as the emergency department, operating room, intensive care unit, or cardiac care unit. This duty often includes preparing IV solutions. So you can see in figure 3.1, there is a technician preparing an intravenous solution for a patient. Another aspect of the inpatient pharmacy is the preparation of unit dose medications, which are widely used in many hospital settings. Medications need to be repackaged because either the drug companies do not have the medication available in unit dose, or two, the hospital has chosen to prepare its own unit dose medications for cost saving reasons. The following are common duties, rules, and responsibilities of technicians working in a hospital, nursing home, or other inpatient facility. Most inpatient pharmacy technicians who are interested in the following areas in pharmacy receive additional on the job training to prepare them for these additional tasks. The inventory technician orders all stock, handles billing, talks to drug reps, and may be responsible for ordering lowest cost items. A robot filler technicians will be trained to load these $1 million mechanical robots and to keep them running smoothly. An IV technician interprets orders and prepares all parenteral medications in both large and small volumes, including controlled substance drips, total parenteral nutrition products, insulin drips, and any other special order intravenous or intramuscular drugs. A chemotherapy technician receives orders and prepares all chemotherapeutic agents and their adjunct medications, such as antiemetics. An anticoagulant technician assists the anticoagulant pharmacist in contacting patients when patient follow-up is necessary or the patient's anticoagulant medication or dosage needs to be changed. Technician verifiers, as a part of the Tech Check Tech program, this specially trained technician checks the work of other technicians, including filling patient consents and preparing floor stock. Clinical technician assists the clinical pharmacist with tracking patients' medications. The clinical technician may compile important data that the pharmacist needs to monitor and evaluate patient outcomes of the appropriateness of drug therapies or to monitor formulary compliance. Pharmacy informatics analyst, the specially trained technician works with the clinical application specialist to maintain pharmacy software and computers, coordinate hardware and software updates, and work with the pharmacy informatics team. Supervisory technicians schedules other technicians and may even hire prospective technicians by reviewing their skills and backgrounds. And here's a sample job description for a pharmacy informatics analyst. Working in an outpatient pharmacy or a community pharmacy setting can be one of the most difficult tasks in pharmacy because of the close interaction with patients. This job tests the communication skills and stress levels of the technicians who work with the public. This job has a high volume of interaction on the phone. These technicians register, refill prescriptions, and answer questions pertaining to various types of insurance coverage. Computer skills are often necessary to find the specific patient information and to assist the patient over the phone or in person. Many neighborhood pharmacies fill a high volume of prescriptions daily. It's not uncommon for a mid-sized pharmacy to fill 300 or more prescriptions a day, answer phone calls, and address patient problems. So 300 per day is pretty doable compared to some of the pharmacies I've worked in that do between 700 to 1,000 a day. In addition to filling prescriptions, the outpatient technician must be able to order stock in a timely manner. Smaller pharmacies may keep minimal stock because of limited space and the limited variety of drugs prescribed by physicians in the area. So that's one thing you'll notice if you work in different areas. I worked throughout my career in community pharmacy. I worked in 3 different cities across the state of Michigan, and every area had different drugs that were prescribed, different drugs that were more commonly used. things of that nature. The billing of various insurance companies is another skill the outpatient technician must master. This includes understanding the various rules, regulations, and special codes that may accompany each type of prescription claim. The following list includes descriptions of the jobs performed by the outpatient pharmacy technicians, in addition to descriptions of some of the new positions being filled by technicians in community pharmacies. Larger drug companies that are community based also have recognized the positive aspects of hiring technicians to fill certain positions. Insurance billing technician, this person must know the guidelines of basically all insurances, Medicare, Blue Cross, Medicaid, and other insurance companies. Retail technician, this person must have excellent communication, phone, and prescription filling skills. Inventory stock technician, this person must know contacts for fast service, be able to obtain products and drugs as soon as possible, and perform proper billing functions for the pharmacy, including processing returns, recall drugs, and controlled substances. The technician recruiter, some outpatient pharmacies and or temp agencies employ these technicians to recruit other technicians into their company. The technician trainer, various outpatient pharmacies employ technicians to train newly hired technicians on computer programs and to master other necessary skills relevant to their specific pharmacy. Technician manager, many retail pharmacists promote technicians to managerial positions. Their job is to supervise the pharmacy technician staff. They're responsible for interviewing possible new employees, developing and maintaining work schedules, making sure registrations and certifications are met, and working with the pharmacist to continually train and update the skills of the pharmacy technician employees. And you can check out this sample job description for third-party billing rejection specialists for the pharmacy technician. A closed-door pharmacy is exactly what its name implies. These pharmacies are not open to the public and they are normally based away from institutional sites. Depending on the type of service the closed-door pharmacy provides, couriers deliver the medications to home health clients, inpatient hospital pharmacies, specialty clinics, and assisted living or long-term care facilities. This job description actually requires the technicians to incorporate some of the duties of both inpatient and outpatient technicians. They are usually processing prescription medications for patients weekly or monthly, which is similar to an outpatient setting. However, there are no patients, physicians, nurses, or other healthcare providers in the facility. Closed door pharmacies are different in that the oral prescriptions usually are packaged differently. Flat cardboard packs are prepared by technicians for use by nurses who administer the drugs in the assisted living, long-term care, and home health settings from the blister packs. Also, in a closed-door pharmacy, there will be technicians responsible for preparing parental medications if that pharmacy offers those. Usually a few days to a 1 month supply is filled each time instead of only a 24-hour dose of medication. A licensed pharmacist checks all medications filled for a home care patient before they are delivered. And here is a sample job description for a closed door pharmacy technician. Mail order pharmacies and e-pharmacies are growing as the baby boomers reach maturity. The need to fill prescriptions has increased as more medications have become available to treat commonly acquired illnesses specific to older people. Larger distribution centers process new prescriptions and refills. Technicians are also used in these settings, and this is a relatively new area of pharmacy that is growing steadily. The growth is occurring partially because many Americans are aging and living longer, and they take multiple medications that can be costly. Using mail order, often patients receive a count on their drugs. The concern about counterfeit drugs is an issue In 2009, a report of Legit Script found that 80% to 90% of search engine sponsored advertisements of online drug pharmacies violated federal and state laws. In 2010, this pharmacy checker was removed. Currently, online pharmacies can be verified by verified internet pharmacy practice sites. So you will have instances where a drug may be very expensive for a patient and they're like, well, I'm going to transfer it to this pharmacy in Canada or this pharmacy in wherever. It's way cheaper. We want to make sure that the patients are verifying that these pharmacies are legit, that they have um, American standards from the FDA being promoted and used in that pharmacy and things of that nature. Since 1982, when pharmacy technician accreditation programs were first established, the ASHP has been the leader in providing course, curriculum, and standards and offering students the best foundation for becoming technicians. There are 5 new standards defining competencies as entry level and advanced level. This is according to the outline of topics for the ASHP model curriculum for pharmacy technician and education training. Number 1, personal interpersonal knowledge and skills. 2, foundational professional knowledge and skills. 3, processing and handling of medications and medication orders. 4, patient care quality and safety knowledge and skills. And 5, regulatory and compliance knowledge and skills. And then here is just some more information on each of those standards. So for the first one, for personal interpersonal knowledge and skills, we want to demonstrate ethical conduct, present an image appropriate for the possession of pharmacy in appearance and behavior, demonstrate active and engaged listening skills, and many more things of that level. For the advanced level, it lists um, the more advanced skills. So apply critical thinking skills, creativity, and innovation is one of them. And for the foundation, professional knowledge and skills, again, we have the entry level and advanced level duties. There are 4 levels of pharmacy technicians who have no specialized training or credentials and license, registered and certified technicians. Each level has different qualifications, which may differ from state to state. The first level of pharmacy technician requires no specialized training. Some states require pharmacy technicians to attain minimum standards such as high school diploma, and others do not. A licensed pharmacy technician is licensed by the state BOP. Licensing is the process by which an agency of the government grants permission to an individual to engage in a given occupation based on the findings that the applicant has attained the minimum degree of competency necessary to ensure that the public health, safety, and welfare will be reasonably well protected. A registered pharmacy technician is a technician who is registered with the state BOP. Registration is the process of making a list or being enrolled in an existing list. Registration should be used to help safeguard the public through tracking of the technician workforce and preventing individuals with documented problems from serving as pharmacy technician. Registration carries no indication or guarantee of the registrant's knowledge or skills. Each state determines whether CE is required of technicians to renew their registrations. A certified pharmacy technician, CPHT, is one who has earned national recognition by a non-governmental testing agency or association. Certification indicates that the person has met predetermined qualifications specified by the agency or association, so the PTCB or the NHA. CPHT currently is the main credential available to pharmacy technicians. Certification is an indication of the mastery of a specific core of knowledge. Certified technicians must renew their certification every 2 years and complete at least 20 hours of pharmacy related continuing education, which must include 1 hour of pharmacy law and 1 hour of medication safety. It should be the goal of every pharmacy technician student to become nationally certified, especially those of you in this program, because that's what you're here for. Certification means that you have passed a national examination demonstrating your knowledge of the skills needed to enter the pharmacy technician profession. Many employers prefer certification and often offer technicians with certification a higher pay scale. It leads to better job security and additional employment opportunities. Currently, the PTCB does have continuing education certifications that you can complete once you become a CPHT. The NHA does not, but it is a way to further your career, and they also have an advanced pharmacy technician designation. Box 3.6 just show some of the goals of the pharmacy technician certification examination and the eligibility requirements. We've kind of already talked about some of these things, but here are the goals. And for eligibility to take the examination, of course, you have to have a high school diploma or a GED. So if your state does not require that, it is required, however, for your national exam. Full disclosure of all criminal and state board of pharmacy registration or licensure actions. Compliance with all applicable PTCB certification policies. Of course, the passing score on the PTCE exam. And a candidate may be disqualified for PTCB certification on the disclosure or discovery of criminal conduct involving the candidate, the State Board of Pharmacy registration or licensure action involving the candidate, and a violation of a PTCB certification policy, including but not limited to the code of conduct. And then again, the eligibility requirements. Pathway 1 is taking our PTCB recognized education training program. Our pathway 2 is working as a pharmacy technician for a minimum of 500 hours. And you are on an education training program with your employer, and then you can sit for the exam. So for those of you in this program, you want to go for pathway 1. Even if you work at a place that offers a technician-based training program, since you are in our program, you would rather do the pathway 1. It's not going to require the 500 hours of work. It will require your externship, but it will be a lot quicker for you to obtain your national certification. Table 3.1 shows the comparison of these technician certification exams. So you can see the cost of the NHA exam is $117. The cost of the PTCE is $129. We have the length of the test and the number of questions. The frequency of testing is continuous, meaning that at any point the testing is available. It's not a certain time frame. You will be required to go to a testing site to complete the test. For the PTCB, you will find out immediately if you pass or fail. For the NHA, it's a preliminary pass and fail when you take the exam, and then they let you know later. I've only ever had one student take the NHA, so I know a lot less about that pathway. And here again is just some more testing requirements. We've already talked about that. And then the examination content. So for the PTCB medications, which is pharmacology, is 40% of the test. 12.5% is on federal requirements. 26.25% is on patient safety and quality assurance, and 21.25 is order entry and processing. So then you can see with the NHA, there's 25% of overview and laws, 15% of drug and drug products, 45% dispensing process, and 15% medication safety and quality assurance. Here is the recertification requirements for every 2 years. We don't have a number of an exact number of technicians certified through the NHA, but through the PTCB, we have more than 700,000 as of December 2019. And this here basically just goes into the information a little bit more and talks about the PTCE practice exam. You can take a practice exam. Official one is $29. However, you shouldn't need to because you have unlimited practice exams through our system on Ross, which is in Canvas. But if you need help with that, let me or your instructor know and we will point you in the right direction. And box 3.7 is the pharmacy technician exam blueprint, which we basically already kind of went over, but it goes more in depth. So the medication that we talked about, 40% of the exam includes generic brand names and classification of medications, therapeutic equivalents, common and life-threatening drug interactions and contraindications, strength, dose and dosage form, routes of administration, special handling and administration instructions. And the list kind of goes on. You can see all of those here. The NHA does apparently offer some practice exams online for $25. One covers just math and the other covers various areas of pharmacy. Again, we don't have a practice, or actually we do. We do have a practice exam for the EXCPT. So you shouldn't need to do that. That is also in the same spot. If you have questions, let me know and I can point you in the right directions. So one of the recommendations of that 2011 CREST Summit involved the creation of specialty technician certification. So the PTC Board of Governors is focusing on ensuring that the PTCB program prepares CPHTs for the integral roles they play in supporting pharmacists in all practice settings. Currently, the NPTA, the National Pharmacy Technician Association, offers 3 specialty certification programs for technicians who want to enhance their skills and markability: sterile products IV certification, compounding certification, and chemotherapy certification. To learn more, you can go to the ptcb.org website, and you will see that since the book has been written, there's plenty more certifications that you can complete. Again, I've talked about this in the beginning, but you can complete these after you become a certified pharmacy technician, and there is even an advanced um, role that you can apply for. Technicians who meet the requirements of national certification use the initial CPHT. To maintain our certification, we must earn CE credits. We talked about these several times in this chapter in terms of the amounts and the items that was on that chart with the NHA and PTCB comparison. This table lists examples of continuing education websites for technicians. I also have some and can help you with the continuing education process if you need it. So please know I'm always here for you, even after you've finished the program. In late 2011, the CPE Monitor was launched as a collaborative effort by the NABP and the ACPE. It provides an electronic system for pharmacists and technicians to track their CPE credits. It also offers state BOPs the opportunity to electronically authenticate the CPE units completed by their license rather than requiring pharmacists and technicians to submit their proof of completion statements on request or for random audits. So now they can see everything that you do electronically and you don't need to send it to them if you do um, get chosen for an audit. To do the tracking, you need to have an NABP e-profile that can be completed by a pharmacist or a technician at the nabp.net website. Once the e-profile has been established, an NABP ID is issued, which is used to register with the CPE monitor. The pharmacist or the technician gives the ID to the provider when completing a CPE activity. So meeting before you do a continuing education assignment, you want to give them your NABP ID so it gets sent over for verification. Box 3.8 lists more common job duties and requirements for pharmacy technicians. Pharmacies use computers daily, therefore, software must be developed for pharmacy personnel. Some pharmacy related fields require more education in specific areas, such as computers. With the proper educational training, like an associate's degree or a Bachelor of Science degree in computer science, the pharmacy technician will be well equipped to write software or provide support. Also, many vocational schools hire experienced CPHTs to teach students the requirements for becoming competent pharmacy technicians. So, i.e., all of your instructors here in the program are either certified pharmacy technicians or were once a certified pharmacy technician. We have one pharmacist on staff who previously was a certified pharmacy technician. Completion of these training programs offers different degrees such as certifications and an associate's degree. We can also fill many other less well-known positions, such as the following non-traditional jobs. So pharmacy business management operator, computer support technician, so working with Pyxis or Sherman on some of the automated dispensing machines, software writers, poison control call center operators. So they're using technicians to triage calls coming into the 911 stations. Nuclear pharmacy technicians. The technician may assist the pharmacist with handling and or preparing physicians' orders for radioactive medication used in diagnosis and treatment. Director instructors. CPHTs can oversee technician training programs and or serve as instructors in schools around the country. Corporate pharmacy analyst, technician coordinator, or home infusion pharmacy technician. In addition to the positions listed, technicians may continue their education and apply for pharmacy school. Many pharmacists were once technicians, and new positions are being developed by different types of pharmacies, specifically for technicians. So, after you have mastered all the skills to become a pharmacy technician, you might decide that being a pharmacist is for you, and decide to go to pharmacy school and further your career. This box here is just some more examples of specialized jobs for pharmacy technicians. Pharmacies sometimes have an incentive program for employees who want to further their careers in pharmacy. Many pharmacists who began their careers as technicians have used this company benefit to their advantage. Many pharmacy employers provide incentives to their technicians for returning to school and becoming a pharmacist. They may reimburse tuition costs or give pay incentives for agreeing to be employed by the pharmacy a certain number of years on graduation from pharmacy school. Whether a company supports and partly funds a school program is something a prospective employee should consider when inquiring about a pharmacy position. There are many pharmacy associations that technicians can join. Each association has requisite yearly dues and each has different benefits. Some of these benefits are CE programs and regular conferences or seminars. And you can see here in table 3.3 the different organizations and associations for pharmacy technicians and their annual fee. It also lists their website if you're interested in more information. The APHA, the oldest and largest pharmacist association, was founded in 1852. Members include pharmacists, technicians, pharmacy students, scientists, and other interested parties. They participate in conferences and discussions on pharmacy issues around the world. In 1942, the 154 members of the APHA separated to form the American Society of Hospital Pharmacists. In 1945, this group established focus areas on minimum standards of pharmaceutical services in the hospital and education about new techniques and medication. The group expanded over time and in 1950 published its journal, Mirror of Hospital Pharmacy. After the group received feedback from more than 3,000 hospitals, the journal began to publish recommendations to enhance the development of hospital pharmacy. In 1995, it expanded its outreach to other areas other than hospital pharmacists. Under its new name, the ASHP, the association now includes other pharmacy settings such as home care and ambulatory care. However, most of its members are pharmacists based in hospital settings. Since 2015, PTAC, a collaboration of ASHP and ACPE, have been responsible for the accreditation of pharmacy technician education and training programs. A new accreditation standard for pharmacy technician education and training programs took effect on January 15th, 2015. The American Association of Pharmacy Technicians, the AAPT, is the first pharmacy technician association that was established in 1979. It has always been managed by volunteer pharmacy technicians and participates in the advancement of pharmacy technicians. Its membership includes pharmacy technicians, pharmacists, and pharmacy students. It is a not-for-profit association that serves technicians' interests through work of the executive board committees, national offices, and local chapters. It is very involved with the changes occurring in the pharmacy technician field and offers CE programs and a career center to help with your job searches. NCPA was founded in 1898 under the National Association of Retail Druggists. Members include pharmacists, pharmacy owners, managers, pharmacy students, and technicians. The NCPA represents the professional and proprietary interests of independent community pharmacists. This association is dedicated to the continued growth and prosperity of the independent pharmacies in the United States. The NPTA was started in 1999 in Houston. The next year, the association published its magazine, Today's Technician, and had its first convention. In 2004, it gained approval of the ACPE and began offering its own CE courses. The Society for the Education of Pharmacy Technicians was formed by technician educators in 2011. Membership is free for educators and students. A comprehensive website offers a host of technician information such as safety, current drug information, success stories and articles, and links to other pharmacy and training related information and education simulation products. Pharmacy is an important profession, and pharmacy technician is a great career. As with many things in life, you get out of it what you put into it. If you put 100% effort into your career as a technician, you can achieve a great deal of satisfaction. A profession is a job, occupation, or a line of work that becomes a career. A profession is founded on specialized training, and professionalism is conforming to the right principles of conduct, work ethics, as accepted by others in the profession. So remember when you go on an externship and then when you graduate, you are a professional. A pharmacy technician is seen as a professional, not just um, another job. You have a career. This is something that you can take with you everywhere you go, and no one can take away from you, unless, of course, you do something illegal or whatever to get, your license revoked. But um, being a technician is and was my backup plan for life. And here it is as my primary job. So you never know what will happen. One of the measures of professionalism is projecting the correct behavior. This includes your attitude and interpersonal skills in addition to your level of competence. Pharmacy technicians work daily with patients, pharmacists, physicians, and nurses, and how we conduct ourselves in various situations reveals our professionalism and our personal maturity. Here's 6 soft skills that every employee needs according to a 2008 survey in the state of Washington. Communication skills, teamwork and collaboration, adaptability, problem solving, critical observation, and conflict resolution. Statistics from the 2013 Professionalism in the Workplace study shows that 80.6% of the respondents thought that appearance has a considerable impact on the probability of a candidate being hired. Appearance and attire were also linked with the public's confidence in employees' ability to perform his or her job requirements. Pharmacy is predominantly a conservative profession. Dressing professionally includes proper clothing, shoes, and hairstyle. Unnatural hair color, facial jewelry, visible tattoos, or any other features that draw attentions away from your personality should be avoided. Pharmacy technicians must strive to maintain professional behavior when dealing with customers, pharmacists, and fellow healthcare workers. A professional is honest and dependable and displays integrity in all situations. Job candidates who understand professionalism have a distinct advantage over those who do not. One of the first encounters you will have with your future employer is through your resume. Recruiters spend only about 10 seconds reviewing each resume. That is why yours should be concise, structured, and specific. Each resume objective should be tailored to the position for which you are applying. You should update it regularly to include recent information pertinent to the current job application. Here's some helpful resume websites. Job searching has changed drastically over the past several years. We can no longer rely on a generic resume and cover letter to get a job. It is now about customization and standing out from the crowd. And you can read here on the few suggestions to help you in today's competitive job market. Here are some search engines and websites that can be used for pharmacy technician jobs. Why not start your career while in school? So many technicians are employed as pharmacy clerks, many student technicians. The benefits are endless. Working as a pharmacy clerk not only can strengthen and expand your students' knowledge base about drugs, but also can provide insight into the business of pharmacy and even a possible future job as a technician. So, in some states, you can work while you're in school. If you have any questions about that, just please reach out to me. The role of the pharmacy technician is changing. Technicians of the past focus on task-oriented jobs and could be trained by the employer. Today's technician positions are specialized and highly technical. The demand for educated, certified, and skilled pharmacy technicians is great. We are expected to grow between the rate of 9% between 2014 and 2024, which I can safely say has happened. And a technician who has graduated from an accredited program is nationally certified will be the preferred hire. And make sure that you remember these key points.